Greetings and salutations all, Esus Spectrum back with another episode of Uplink OS, the graphical mod for the 2001 hacking simulator by Introversion Software. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it today. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so last time we helped out a company by finding a hacker that had attacked their system, and in the process garnered a little positive karma for ourselves. Which is a good thing, because our next hack is going to more than use up any of that. It's about as malicious as they come. So let's hop into the mission board and see what's next. Here we go, missions. Alright, so what we are looking for today, and we're going to be able to do a couple of them at the same time here, is we're doing the highly skilled agent required for removal job. We'll go ahead and accept that. We're going to actually take 2 of those on, and what we're also going to do, and this is what I was talking about, is frame a user for computer crimes. So this isn't helping prove a man did something that he did. This is us deciding that irregardless of what his actions may have involved, he's going down. So we're gonna have to jump into that. But so when you're doing these jobs, you are really moving into the realm of actually being disavowed, which is what happens when a hack is traced back to you and is essentially the equivalent of this game's death screen. It's your game over. So part of my housekeeping was upgrading our gateway a little bit more, and in doing so we have grabbed some security measures: gateway self-destruct and gateway motion sensor. And we've already got those installed on the computer, and that gives you like a monicum of safety. So in the worst case scenario, if you are traced, you have a last line of defense for your gateway terminal. And it's really quite important when you get into these more complicated hacks. This current set, not really the hardest of the group. One of the ones we'll be doing next time, the bank fraud hack, is by and far one of the most difficult game hacks there is, short of the straight bank and LAN hacking, which we'll be saving for our last 2 episodes. So with that being said, let's hop on out of here and just jump right straight to it. Alright, so you can see here we have William Hill's personal terminal, and that's a lot more important when you are doing the bank fraud hacks and the like, but for our intents purposes, we actually just need the global criminal database. So I've gone ahead and already put that into our favorites so that we can connect into it nice and easy. And as you may remember last time, I'm going to show you this before we actually start the hack. We put in some work and got ourselves the most expensive gateway, and I've put in the last little bit of work, and we've maxed it out at 1600 gigahertz. We've got the full 8 gig bandwidth, and we haven't maxed out the memory capacity just yet, but that is on our to-do list. Just not quite as important in the interim. But alright, so let's start this, and you can see that with the upgrade to our security, we're a little bit more powerful than we used to be. Yeah, that used to take like 20-30 seconds. Now we do it in almost under 5. So here we go. Framing a user for computer crime. We're going to do this one first because it's slightly different than the other 2. So we are doing William Hill. Alright. A member of the public has been interfering with our plans recently, and we believe his arrest and conviction for computer crimes will put his operations to an end. So here we go. And this is important, and why this is important and slightly different is, after we pop that, it has to include a high-tech fraud fraud charge. But after that, we just add in another bad guy thing. We tell them he broke his parole, and then authorize the arrest, just like that. And then if we're quick enough, we can use the same initial hack here. Who are we after? We're after Clarence Schulz. And now the nice thing about just removing someone is they don't have to be... Oh, whoopsies. And broke parole. They don't have to be anything as long as they have 2 crimes and they broke their parole. We can authorize their arrest. We're done here. 1 minute left on the clock. This is what we get for upgrading our trace hacker, and so nice. Takes all the guesswork out of Nicholas B. Takes all the guesswork out of when we have to disconnect. Robbery. Assault. Broke parole. Alright. Authorize arrest. Boom, just like that. It is done. So, and we've still got 30 seconds left on the clock. Jump into here. With the randomizer, it actually uses the inter NIC as the first point. So I've had to switch over to using that as my finger removing point. We access the logs. And just like that, we are done with those starting hacks. So really not super hard, and when you get into later game like this and you're starting to try and build up the money to max out your CPUs, to max out your memory, to max out whatever it is that you feel you need to max out, these are the best missions in the world to just grind out super quick credits. We now go ahead and hit F8 to speed up time. We're waiting to see that our friends have been arrested. We come into here and we start replying. This guy was arrested. This guy was arrested. And this guy was arrested. And honestly, it is just that simple. We have finished those hacks, and you can tell, like, these missions become very, very quick to do, but if you get them wrong, if you forget to clear your hacks, these ones instantly end you. There is no pay a fine, there is nothing but straight disavowment. Alright, so, you know, I was thinking initially of leaving the bank framing hacks until next episode or something like that. Mostly there's such a stressful mission, but you know, those last 2 missions took us next to no time, so it feels to me like we need something else to round it out a little bit, so we're looking for bank fraud. Here we go. Alright, so there is a very, very real reason as to why I call this a stressful mission, a real nail biter, and that is because the crux of this mission is allowing ourselves to be caught, but then at the last second changing what they would use to identify us to identify another target. So we need this woman to be arrested and charged for breaking into a bank and attempting some kind of financial fraud. We would like you to use the bank server specified below. Perform some form of illegal operation, such as disabling some of their security systems and making sure they notice you. Then modify the records so that she is incriminated. Alright, so here we go. We are just gonna hop right into this. So, we can't randomize it, it's gotta be a short path. Start with the NIC. And even though it's gotta be a short path, and be almost more so because it has to be a short path, it is incredibly advisable to bounce through anything that is got a green square in it, because that means you have a registered account in it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I'm gonna give myself 5 balances. Okay, as long as you're under about 30 seconds for the trace, you should be fine. So let's connect up and go into the administration. Here we go. I'm going to launch this right next to disconnect so I can get right on it. Alright, we're in, we disconnect, and we run. We run like scary bunnies. And one of the changes that the OS system brought was contextual, and why that matters is, it used to be that you would just click edit. Now you have to choose what you want, and what you want is a bounce, and we want to bounce it from our target, who is at 48.193.231.74, and the path bounces to 95.154.208.109. We commit that in there, we disconnect, and we go and check the news, because that's how this game works. Pretty much in all the late missions, after you have done a thing, you need to go and get confirmation from the news. And here we go. Here's an arrest made for Amit Boggle, or whatever that says, and yes. So we reply, and just like that, the mission is complete. So that leaves us with just one more frame job mission, so we might as well do it up. Frame a user for data destruction. Alright. So before we do this though, we're going to have to buy some apps. We're going to have to do some bypassing. So we need to bypass firewalls. We need to bypass proxies. And you know what? It never hurts to be able to bypass monitors. Oh, the joys of making lots of money really quickly. Alright, and this is another one of the missions that really lives in the nail-biting zone. And it's even more so than the previous one. Let's actually bring this down right quick. We can disconnect. We have what we need. We completed that. Okay, here we go. We gotta break in, we gotta destroy all the files, and then we gotta get out. Who doggy. Alright, what we also need to do is we need to set up our bypassers. Okay, so firewall bypass becomes 3. And proxy bypass becomes 4. Monitor bypass becomes 5 for all intents and purposes right now. Okay, there we go. We've got those up. So we gotta get into the Intraware Corporation and incriminate Ryan. So 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, 4, 5 bounce, 25 seconds? Ah, you know what? It's just, we'll just hope for the best. 6 bounces. 6 bounces isn't that many, right? Yeah, no, 6 bounces isn't that many. Oh, it certainly doesn't feel like it's that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so crack the password. In we go. Alright. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. CD user delete. Now 50 seconds may have been too much time on this one. We gotta hope that it's not. You normally want to hunt for being in the 20 seconds. That being said, it doesn't feel like we could have survived if that's what we had done. Disconnect into here. Connect up. Okay, admin. And now we edit. We edit a bounce from our target 220.86.123.184. And that bounce was to 1, 2, 8. And we commit that 20.86.123.184. Disconnect. On over to Uplink and a little bit of prayer. Did we catch her? News. And we fast forward. And let's see. Ryan Baker. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and send that off. And that's a mission complete, ladies and gentlemen. That is a feels good moment. And with that, and all of our targets safely behind bars, I think it's safe to say we have spent any good guy points that the last trace hacker netted us. That being said, this feels like a great place to call it today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself here, and if you like what I'm doing, feel free to hit that subscribe button to be notified when the next video goes live. And as always, I am Esus Spectrum. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.